What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to jump in with some Black Desert Online content, specifically the patch notes for the April 17th update. Let's jump right in because I am pretty excited about these patch notes. To be honest, very excited about them. I was reading through them already, so let's take a look. Basically, we don't have a whole lot that was added to the game, but we do have some very important updates, specifically the Ancient Anvil system, which is basically now Black Desert Online's new pity guaranteed system for you to do your enhancements, which I think should have a great deal of impact on the game and should basically probably help a lot, because one of the most aggravating systems about Black Desert Online for me has been the fail stacking and things like that. Just pain in the ass to basically farm for an item, get an item, and then have to level that item, especially to get it so that way you can actually compete in content that requires you to be of levels. So let's take a look at the Ancient Anvil system. So you can see here, essentially what we're going to get is this new Agris Essence fill-up bar. So the Agris Essence you can basically look at as just like an attempt. So every time you miss an attempt and you fail, you'll get an Agris Essence. And then when it fills up completely to that level of Agris, you will then have the Ancient Anvil, which will be activated, and that will give you a 100% enhancement success rate for that item. So that's pretty much essentially it. It's a pity system for a guaranteed enhancement for your gear. Now, the enhancement affects gear in different ways depending on that gear category group, which becomes the things that you need to pay attention. So, like for instance, your Deboreka's necklaces, if you fail at those attempts, they give this example here. It's not the same as trying to get a guaranteed attempt on your Deboreka ring. Those would be different things. So the essence is stored based on the item. So if you have Black Star weapons, the Agris essence that fills up there is not the same as the Agris essence that's going to fill up for like slumbering armor item pieces and things like that. So you do have to pay attention, but they give us a little chart down here in the bottom so we can basically examine how that works. So I think overall this is going to be a really great system. So you can see here, this is essentially the system in a nutshell. We've got the Agris Essence bar. You still have everything else is the same. Once you hit that number right there, the Agris Essence fills up the Ancient Anvil, and then you can basically use that. Here goes the even better thing about that Agris Essence system is that whatever fail stack you have is not consumed when you actually utilize that. So you will still keep your current enhancement stack that you have in there for failing those attempts, but you will be guaranteed. So that means like essentially now you know exactly the number of items that you could calculate out the exact number of cron stones, the exact number of items that you basically need to have on hand to basically hit the system and basically guarantee yourself that system. So if you have like a tier 4 or a level 4, Black Star weapon, and you know that you need to hit 40, well, you know how much each of these turns are going to cost, and you can multiply that number. So for instance here, you can see this is a Black Star. Right? It looks like a Black Star. I can't see what's inside there. Oh no, maybe it's a necklace inside. I can't tell what the hell that is, right? But you can see, so basically I'm paying 3,670 cron stones, and then I'm using one of the concentrated stones, black stones. So I can basically say that I need 40 of these, and then I can multiply the 3,670 by the 40, and whatever you do in the math, that's how many I need on hand to at least say that when I start attempting this, I'm going to hit the success. And maybe I get lucky within those 40 numbers to basically do this. But they initiated this system so that way, us the players basically have a chance at getting items and knowing these things, and I think it's a good idea. I really do. So it's going to work that same way. So so you can see all of the different items inside there. It gives you a good way and a good benchmark. So for instance, like a player like me, I don't mind grinding the game, right? I don't mind grinding so that way I'm guaranteed to get an item. I hate grinding a game and just feeling like I've been playing 1,000 hours and I have not obtained an item, or all of that work went for naught. Meaning, like, if I went inside this enhancement system and I grinded and grinded and grinded, I grind for cron stones, I grind for the magical stones and everything else like that, but then I came across to the enhancement system and I do 40 attempts and I fail all of those attempts. I already grinded for the weapon, I already grinded for the items, and now I'm like, that becomes a pain. So like, it feels like I'm grinding to no end, and with, to say that I've gotten there. Now I can essentially go inside here and go, hey, 30,000 of these cron stones is going to net me at least, 10 attempts inside of there, or whatever you do. The guys do the math. I'm bad at math, but I essentially need this many cron stones to guarantee that I'm going to be able to get 40 attempts. Or I need this many, concentrated black gems. I need this many, specific items to get to guarantee that I'm working towards something to get a success. And that to me is a lot better than having to build up fail stacks where I'm literally trying to fail so that way I can succeed in the. I've never liked that system. It just counterintuitive in the mind, and just, yeah, didn't do a whole lot for me. So you can see here for some of the items, basically in the levels, how many maximal Agris essences you will need to basically level an item. So for Black Star weapons and Black Star defense gear, you can see basically to get to Tet is going to be 40, 25, 8, and then 6, basically in terms of Agris essence. So you can see what the guaranteed amounts are for you to get to that next level. Highly doubt most people are going to be looking and worried about the storable essences for like 7 through 15, but you have the numbers there as well for the chart, right? So this gives you a total number that you will know you need to hit. For God Iron weapons, to go to Tet is basically going to be 50, right? So I know to get to Tet, this is what's going to be that I need, right? Depends on how you look at those items in terms of overall, like where you sit with them. So a weapon at Tet to go to Pin is going to be 40. A weapon at Tri to go to Tet is going to be 25. Like, that's essentially what you're looking at, right? Then we can look at the Slumbering Origin defense gear. Now, this is the only one where I go, what the fuck? Because we essentially go from, Silent, which is going to be required for 50, to Wailing, which is 1,000. Like, I'm like, wow, really? Like, the percentage is that low for Slumbering Origin to hit Pin? That's pretty ridiculous. And then you can see here we've got different white grade category type weapons for green grade, white grade, yellow grade type, Catan weapons and things like that. Those even have a defense, Agris essence built into them. Naru weapons and Naru defense gear, very Naru gear inside there, they have very low Agris essence. So these things basically become easy to calculate for you to say, like, I'm going to go into the system and this is what I need. Do I care about Agris essence for some of these gear pieces? Probably not really, but hey, at least even new players have a way that they're working towards something, and they know that at some point they're going to be guaranteed. The Posha accessories are inside of here. To hit all the way up there is going to be 20 Agris essence. To go for Sula's and Crimson Eyes, and who's using these items? But anyways, I get that they had to do that inside there. So they even have it in here for your your life skills and stuff like that inside there. And you can see, I think that most of these values, I would have to speak to someone who actually has done enhancement and fail stacks and put the things on the marketplace in order to understand exactly the value of these essence places and whether or not it's a worthwhile value. So that way you can see how maybe the central marketplace may be affected by these Agris essences, because now we have a way to earmark and say, like, hey, I needed to use 30,000 cron stones to basically get this Tet weapon. And if I use 30,000 cron stones, 30,000 concentrated gem shards, and then I was able to get them all the way at max, then this could set a max and min value on what the marketplace could hold for an item, basically for people to get there. So could it lower some of the cost for some items that are on the market, and could it raise the cost for other items that are on the market? I wonder how that's going to affect inside the central market. I'm talking from a place of a person who doesn't do enhancement. I just literally grind till I get enough silver where I can buy it on the marketplace, because I cannot stand the enhancement system. But this basically gives me a Jay's hammer of indecision on whether or not I keep my Jay's hammer of precision now, or whether I sell it on the marketplace, because it could come in effect, because I might end up saying that now I want to grind for gear. I did this inside of like Guild Wars 2. Like, it felt worthwhile for me to go grind a gear piece, because I knew I was guaranteed a piece at the end. So you can see all of the different Agris essence levels inside the system, and how they're categorized based on gear, how they're categorized based on enhancement level, and then those max storable Agris essence, which should give you a good level set for what it is that you're going to need to accumulate in the game. So like, hey, I want to level up my black star weapon, which is at 10. I don't have a black star at pin, and I would love to get my black star to pin. So now I know, essentially, by going and looking at this chart, you want a black star weapon that's going to hit pin. Well, guess what? You're going to have enough materials that are going to get you to 40. But I can grind this over time, and I can do 10, I can do 10, I can do 10, I can do 10. But I know that once I have enough material for 40 attempts at the very minimum, or at the maximum, I'm guaranteed to get that pin item that I really want. So in that regards, to me, this becomes a system that it now makes me, as a player who doesn't mind grinding, like I'm grinding towards something. You know what I mean? Like it's like the pity system when you go for Doors essence, or the HP and MP pop potions. I know at the very least the pity system will say to me, hey, you know what? You need 100 of these to get the item. You might get lucky and get them before, but here you go. As long as you get to this level, then you will get that item. It won't be a matter of chance. I'm not a big fan of chance, right? So outside of the Agris Essence system, which I think is what most people are going to be concerned for the update, is the introduction of the life skill levels unified event, which is basically a way for you to get Tet Mono's gear tools via challenges. So you just simply log in, that's it. And then from April 17th to April 30th, there's a life XP hot time of 50% going, and then you can see you'll get the Stellar Tools box, and these are some of the items that you'll get. I hope these tools can be stored inside of your toolkit. And then we also have the event for the horse emblem. The Imperial Steed is here, so you can train horses, and you'll get the event Imperial Training Steed. So mount XP is increased by 50%. So if you're into animal husbandry and you're taming, then there you go. And you can have the Flower of Oblivion, the horse emblem, to get the Imperial Steed, and Krogdalo's horse gear crafting box. So they've also made some new additions and some improvements to the music composition for players. It's really nice that all players have this. I was running around again, and now I started noticing players are all playing music in game in different places, and it's kind of nice to hear, to be perfectly honest. Like I love, like, people doing their own compositions and things like that. I think this is a really, really cool thing. To be honest with you, it's probably it's one of those quality of life type updates, or one of those functionality kind of things that adds so much depth and layer to the game that it really, really brings a smile to my face. So I really, really enjoyed this, the music, because I think previously I was wrong when I did the previous update, but previously the only characters that were able to have access to this was Shies, and now everybody essentially has access to it. So regardless of your character, you can be a music person, which is just absolutely amazing. So the other thing that they're basically going to be doing is the life skill family integration update, which is going to be added with the April 24th maintenance. So they're giving warning about that. So with all the life skill quests that you have, you're basically going to be able to just say, hey, if this character has attained fishing level 20, this character's attained fishing level 20, or guru level 20, this character, they're going to combine all of those, and then the life skills will be reflective of cross your family, so it will no longer be character specific. That's a really good one. Further, I'm loving that they're going by the simplification of items inside the game, so that way we basically know exactly what we have. So now your traces, your fruits, and your essences are basically combined down to just your traces of nature, fruits of nature, and your essence of nature. So no matter where you're plucking these things from, and all the recipes are reflective of needing just these items. It basically takes away from the game having to store so much stuff, and I think it should improve the game system, because now the game's not having to track all of these individual different components and items inside of there, which can be taxing on a system. So you can see here they give the example, like if I'm crafting Khan's Heart of Life, it's now Magical Shard times 200, it's Alchemy Stone times 200, it's now Khan's Concentrated Magic, and then it's Trace of Nature times 100. You don't have to worry about what specific Trace of Nature anymore, right? It's just Trace of Nature times 100. Really, really good thing. You can see here with the crafting of some of the life skill accessories as well, which is a good thing. The other thing that they added was the season special gift, and basically allowed that to be repeatable. So now you can just repeat those, and you'll get the Advice of Vox plus 100 box every single time. That's good. to be honest with you, there were like a couple of seasons in there where you had like specific items that were really cool to try to grind towards. And then you had the Avisa Vox for the plus 100 box. I didn't really care because I wasn't crafting and grinding. Like if you would go, matter of fact, I'll just show it to you guys. But if you go inside my inventory, because I craft so little, and I do mean, you know, little within inside the world of this game, I literally have mountains and mountains of stored items for like a Avisa Vox all the way up to, you know, varying levels inside of the game, because I just don't care to craft. I mean, maybe with this new update I will, but hard to say that there was a worthwhile reason for me to craft currently in game. Just didn't have it. So happy to see that maybe now I have a reason to want those plus 100 certificates and stuff like that, because I know what I'm working towards now. So we'll see how that looks like. Below, they have a bunch of changes to the karma system and stuff like that. So they changed the lowest limit of the karma from 1 million to negative 10 million, basically inside there. You know, choose that how it is. But those are the updates for the Black Desert Online April 17th update. Are you excited about the Agris Essence system? Are you planning on keeping your Jay's Hammer of Precision because of the changes? Are you going to be a crafter yourself? Leave the comment and leave the comment below. And remember, like and subscribe on the channel. Until next time, guys, peace.